Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Tinfoil Tuesdays. My name is Joanna. I'm a Colon Hydrotherapist here at the Root Chakra inside South Bay Holistic Spa. I'm a gut health expert and I'm a certified natural health specialist. Today we're going to talk about the difference between an open and a closed system. I have my poop hat on, so you know it's going to be a poopy conversation. But there are two different systems for colon hydrotherapy. One is called an open system and one is called a closed. Most people have no idea that there's even two different systems because if you Google colon hydrotherapy or colonics, usually the closed system shows up. And so when people come to me, they usually expect the closed system, so they're in a big surprise when they see my system because it looks nothing like what they see online. And so with my system, it's actually a very thin nozzle about the size of a pencil that you're self-inserting, and I can show you right now. No, you're not inserting the whole nozzle. Don't freak out, and I'll talk to you about the closed system as well. So let's start with the open system. So this is the open system. As you can see, the nozzle is tiny, tiny. It only goes in about 1.5 inches to 2 inches or so. You're self-inserting, meaning you have complete privacy the entire time. I'm not even in the room with you. So I explain everything to you. I step out of the room. I let you get set up. I come back and make sure everything is okay. So you have a release, you know what that feels like, and that you're comfortable. And then I check on you every 20 minutes or so and see how you're doing. So all of my clients absolutely love that they have the option of being alone in the room without me. That's a really big deal to them. And so what happens when you're introducing water into the colon is that it causes peristalsis. That's a natural contraction of the colon throughout the day. It's going to make it contract just a little bit more quickly. It's going to give you the feeling like you need to go to the bathroom. And whenever you get that feeling, you just go ahead and give a push as if you're going to the bathroom, as if you're having a bowel movement. And you're laying on your back, kind of like in a crunching position, so your knees are bent, but you're completely flat on your back. And your bottom is up against this like half dome looking thing. And underneath you is this giant bathtub. I'll do lives on a different day and I'll actually show you my system and how it all works. It's really, really cool. But so you turn on the water, you fill up, you're gonna get the feeling like you need to go to the bathroom. Whenever you get that feeling, you just go ahead and give a push. You're passing your bowels naturally through your rectum. So they're not forced through the hole, they're not forced through the tube. They're actually going to go around the nozzle. Well, actually, let's say it this way. It's going around the nozzle, so it's not being forced through. You can kind of tell there's a couple little tiny holes in here, and those are only there for the water to be introduced into the colon. And so you give a push as if you're having a bowel movement. Whenever you're done pushing, you just automatically start to fill back up again. That nozzle stays inserted the whole time. You're not inserting, reinserting. The best way I can describe the feeling is that when you push, it kind of feels like the nozzle is kind of like going out and like coming back in. It's really not. That's just the best way I can describe the feeling. But it's actually very comfortable. I have a lot of clients who say that they could fall asleep in there. That is a lot more relaxing and comfortable than they were expecting. And so you're just filling up, releasing for about 30 to 45 minutes or so, depending on how you feel. I don't give a time limit to my clients. I just like to leave you on there until you feel like it's just water and you're not really moving anything anymore. Throughout your session, it feels like larger, harder balls are coming out. Sometimes it feels like little kibbles and bits, little bits and pieces are coming out. I call it kibbles and bits. Sometimes it feels very diarrhea-like, very watery-like. And then towards the end of your session, you'll start to feel like it's really just water coming in and out, and then you'll know you're done. And so with the open system, like I said, you have complete privacy. The nozzle is super tiny, goes in, a couple of inches. Totally non-invasive. It doesn't hurt at all. You have control of the water the entire time. So most people turn the water on and then they leave it on the whole time. So you don't have to turn it on and off, on and off. Once you turn it on, you're good to go. But you have complete control of the water. So if at any point you want to break, you just want to lay there for a few minutes, you can turn the water off. It's right next, the handle is right next to you, and then just turn it back on whenever you're ready. Super easy. Totally pain-free. At the most, some people might cramp up a little. And then the other thing, like side effects that can happen, which are not uncommon whenever you're detoxing. Some people get a light headache because we're pushing so many toxins through. Some people might have a little bit of nausea, which totally passes. The nausea comes up when we're passing something larger, and then once we pass it, the nausea goes away. And that's really all there is to it. After your session, you won't be by the tool all day or anything. So once you're done with your session, that's it. and then you can go on about your day as you normally would. You can go back to work, you can go work out. Like I said, you're not constrained to the toilet or anything. So it's pretty awesome. I tell people if you love to poop, you're going to love this because you're pooping, but the water is doing the work for you. It's pretty awesome. I'm the only person in the South Bay that has an open system. So the next closest place is San Francisco, which is quite a drive for most people. The closed system, which is the system that you will find if you go anywhere else in the South Bay, is, and usually when people Google colonics or colon hydrotherapy, you'll find the closed system. And with the closed system, you're actually on your side, you're not on your back, and the speculum is rather large. The therapist is inserting it for you. There's 2 hoses attached to it, a water in hose and a waste out hose, and the therapist is in control of the water the entire time, turning it on and off, on and off. So yes, the therapist is in the room with you the whole time, and your bowels are forced through a hole through the tube, and so you can imagine, and then they're gone forever, so you don't get to see them as they're coming out. With my system, with the open system, I can actually lift the board that you're laying on, and we can see what came out. So it's like a big bathtub underneath. I do like a fun little poop analysis. I'm not a medical doctor. I don't treat, I don't diagnose, but the stool does say a lot about your health, so it's really fun. Most of my clients really like to peek, and I do encourage it. Like I said, it says a lot about your health, and I can help you even further. We can kind of play detective and figure out what's going on in your body, if you're having trouble digesting things, absorbing things, etc. But with the closed system, like I said, since your bowels are forced through this hole through the tube, it can get clogged. If you can imagine having larger, harder bowels or being constipated, there's clogging possible with that. At that point, the therapist has to stop it, uninsert, you have to hold it, run to the bathroom, release, come set yourself back up. A lot of therapists won't set you back up if it gets clogged, or if you need to urinate. You can't urinate with that system since everything is enclosed, hence the closed system. You're kind of just like on a massage bed. And yeah, it's just a lot. Everybody has their preference, right? I've been doing this for almost a decade. Everybody who's used a closed system first and has come to me has said, oh my gosh, I wish I would have found you first, with the exception of one person. And it's totally fine. Everybody has their preference, like I said. And the way to describe it to me was that they said that with the open system was too much work. They didn't like that they actually had to push with the open system. So you get the feeling like you need to go, and then you push as if you're having a bowel movement. So it's a very natural feeling. But with the closed system, you're actually not allowed to push. And so what happens is that you're going to get the feeling like you need to go to the bathroom with the closed system, and you're not going to be able to push. So it's a little weird. It's kind of awkward not being able to push. You have to wait for the therapist to open the exit valve for everything to release, and then for them to close it and start filling yourself back up again. So the open system is obviously my preferred system. I may have a biased opinion because it's my system, but I think you can see why it's my preferred system. You just have so much more freedom with it. You're so much more in control. Like I said, with the open system, you can actually control the amount, how long you want to hold on to the water and when you want to release, as opposed to the closed system. You don't have a choice as far as when you want to release. You have to wait for the therapist to open that exit valve. And yeah, so I just wanted to pop on really quickly here and tell you the difference about the 2 systems, because I get a lot of questions about it. Most people, when I talk to them, they don't even know that there's another system. They don't know that there's something easier, less invasive, that offers you privacy out there. So it's pretty amazing. Like I said, I tell people if you love to poop, you're going to love this. It's amazing. And also another question that I get is how much water are you getting in a session? You're getting about 16 to 20 gallons of water in a session here. If you were to try to reproduce this at home with an enema, you're usually getting like 1 fill and a release, or a couple fills and releases. But here it's just you're continuously filling and releasing, filling and releasing. And I've seen some crazy stuff come out of people, let me tell you. Very common. It's very, very common to see whole foods come out of people, whole corn, whole mushrooms, whole beans, whole leaves, because people aren't chewing. I see whole pills come out of people. So this means the pills aren't breaking down in your body. It's not absorbing it. A good test that you can do for your pills at home, your supplements, is drop them in like half a cup of water. If in 20-30 minutes it's not dissolved, chances are that it's not breaking down and being absorbed in your body. yes, you have stomach acids and enzymes, etc., but your body should not be working that hard to break down a pill. So that's a really quick, easy test at home that you can do to see if your pill is being absorbed. And yeah, make sure that you chew. That's probably like the #1 thing that I would say that people don't do. They don't chew. They just chew twice and then swallow whole and then expect the rest of the body to do the work for them. But if you have any questions about colon hydrotherapy, the open systems, the closed system, if you want to know more, you can drop them in the comments below, or if you're shy, you can always send me a message. I reply pretty quickly. And then I also have a group called the Tinfoil After Show where we talk about crazy, crazy things. So if you are one of those people that loves research, that wants to know what the truth is, because we have one research over here that's contradicting the other one, we discuss all of that in our group and lots of crazier things. So it's pretty exciting. We have a really good group going, and people are sharing articles and things that they're finding online, and we're discussing it. So it's a lot of fun. But happy Tuesday. Let me know if you have any questions or if there's anything that I can do for you. Have a great night, you guys.